Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards, and in this video I will be introducing the newest orc war boss to enter the game. He is Mozrog SKRAGBAD. And there he is on top of the great white squig. There's the back of the card if you want to read the flavor text. High initiative. And a whole lot of health. At 48 points he's one of the more expensive warlords, but he does have quite a bit of health even at level 2. Pretty low damage, but that can be increased through his trait, which is Berserk. And his special rule is actually the first defensive special rule, although it only triggers when you're attacking, so it's kind of like but it heals, so I'm considering it defensive. Anyway, it heals your friendly orcs every time they make a melee attack for 10% of their starting health. Now, when I first read that, that didn't really seem all that good, but obviously it's going to have the most effect on the largest health cards, which limits your options a bit, but I think what it will combo the best with is with the big berserkers, and there are 3 of them. One is a newer card, the big beast boss, I think it is. I didn't actually get a copy of it, but the 2 that I do have in my collection are the Squiggoth, which I just got to level 6. This thing now punches pretty hard. Big old berserker with a ton of health. And then we've got the Black Deff. This is the Deff Dread with Berserk, and this one has a much higher melee attack to start off with. And with the Berserk, it can start really dishing out some serious damage. We've got the Pain Boy for additional healing. And then we've got Gruk Face Ripper. This is the war boss with Inspiring Presence. If you drop this guy down later on after your Berserkers start getting some stacks, you can get even more out of the boost from Inspiring Presence. And then we just got this biker thrown in with for the final couple points. The outflank can be useful, and just depending on what the enemy deploys on the first turn, might be a good idea to just throw that guy out. So, alright, let's go ahead and deploy and see what these guys can do. Now, I have used the Black Deff, the Deff Dread, with boss Zagstruck, but the Squiggoth hasn't really found a place with any of the other warlords until now. I think with Mozrog, he's going to work wonders if you have him at a high enough level. Alright, we're up against Commissar Yarrick. Almost at 2,300 trophies. Let's take a look at what level this guy is at. Level 5, not too high of a level. Alright, so I'm just going to throw down the Deff Dread here at the beginning. They have the initiative. You know, with all these big juggernauts in here, it's going to be it's pretty low initiative deck. So we're going to be going last most of the time. But you know what, that's okay. With the Berserkers, they're going to be counter-punching for more damage. Alright, let's see. I think we're going to go with... I'm debating on whether I want to throw down the Pain Boy now or later. I think, actually, I'm just going to go with it a little bit later. Going to get rid of the biker first. The thing about the Pain Boy is he has a whole lot of health, sometimes a little bit too much health for his own good. There have been games where the Pain Boy actually outlasted these bigger berserkers, and you don't really want that happening. Alright, so already Squiggoth punching back for 43 damage. About to stomp some of these infantry into the ground with a massive melee attack, and we can see the animation going off. That big old squig popping up there. Gotta love that. Oh, and whoa, Commissar Yarrick got a new animation for his special rule too. Very nice. I think with the latest balance update, actually quite a few warlords, including Gosar, the Hive Tyrant, I'm not sure who else, but yeah, a number of warlords got a brand new animation, so it's good to see. Alright, this is going very well so far. Just these weak infantry pinging away at our berserkers. Now, 71 damage from that sterilizer. That's quite a bit of damage. Yarrick, of course, can punch really hard with those ranged attacks, especially once it's been charged up a few times. Alright, how's the damage going? More infantry deploying to the field. They're just sending all the infantry in first. Alright, Squiggoth looking pretty good. Some good damage there. And, of course, the Deff Dread is just hitting like a truck. Alright, the biker, he's kind of struggling over there. Can't really take out the Commissar. So the Deff Dread gets 25 health every time it makes a melee attack. The Squiggoth 28 health. So the Deff Dread did take quite a bit of damage in the last turn, but we can move it over to the center lane. Definitely do not want to get hit by the target acquired. Really have to watch out for that. This is actually perfect though. We can just put the Pain Boy in the center. Don't really care about the Pain Boy surviving as long as we get the healing out of it. So he's done his job. They're going to be hitting for a massive attack. Vindicare Assassin dealing 125 damage, taking down the Pain Boy, and Squiggoth gets hit by the Tempestus Scion. Yeah, their next ranged attack is going to be dealing a lot of damage, so this could actually be pretty dangerous, because they're probably going to be deploying their tanks next. Well, okay, never mind, they got the Valkyrie. That was unexpected. I like the color scheme that they've got going on here. Alright, this thing is only at level 2, though, so kind of a disappointingly low level, but we're going to put down Face Ripper, and we're going to boost up our attack power. Let's take another look at the numbers here. So 124 damage from the Deff Dread, and 92 from the Squiggoth. Lots of ranged attack as well. We did get it debuffed, but still able to deal quite a bit of damage. And continuing to heal over 300 health on the two big guys. And Face Ripper getting 17 health from his attack. So most of the time, the special rule is only going to be triggering on your turn, unless the AI somehow has more melee attack than you, which is kind of unlikely with this setup. Ouch, the Leman Russ is going to blast our war boss into oblivion in one shot. But the counterattack from the Squiggoth taking down the Vindicare Assassin. And okay, Commissar Yark is now going to deploy to the field. If only the Squiggoth could devour him whole, but that is not going to happen because it has to be shifted over to deal with the Leman Russ. Mozrog himself deploying to the field, and he is only at level 2. But again, he does have enough health that he should be able to handle this just fine. The Deff Dread smashes that Valkyrie out of the sky. They're getting a big boost to their ranged attack. And yeah, you can see there, I mean, he already has a lot of starting health. So he got, the Warlord, Mozrog, got, I think, 23 health from that attack. And you definitely, that's a really good thing, getting your Warlord healed by that amount. The Squiggoth barely survives the blast from the Leman Russ, hitting back for 91 ranged attack. This is just amazing. This is so fun. I'm so glad that this guy actually is useful now. I've only seen the Squiggoth really do well in the campaign when playing against orcs, because sometimes they deploy just like a max level Squiggoth. That thing is pretty insane. But yeah, look at these numbers. This is just great. So much damage. Possibly one of my favorite warlords now. I do like berserkers quite a bit, and yeah, these big berserkers with both ranged and melee attack are pretty lethal. So definitely a very fun warlord. I was a little bit concerned that his special rule might not be strong enough, but I think after playing that match, it does seem pretty good. Pretty good. And I think this build here with the berserkers is the best way to go. I did see some players talking about the possibility of using some of the high health units with shields, like the big mechs and whatnot. So I think I might try that strategy out a little bit later in a different video. But yeah, this is probably the best and the most fun build to go with, provided you have these guys at a high enough level, which can be kind of difficult. I mean, I've had these cards for long enough that I've been able to level them up quite a bit. But anyway, let me know what you think of this new Warlord and what sort of build you plan on using with him, and if you have the right cards needed to use him to the best of his ability. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.